Welcome back for the first time in 2 years. Yep, bringing the series back. Not exactly like a one. It could be like a one-off per se, but hey, right now I'm just reading light novels until whenever the anime resumes. But what series is it, you might ask? Combatants will be dispatched. Anime review episode number 17. I think it's 17, correct? Actually, 15, excuse me. Here reviewing the brand new book that just came out. Book 7 of the series. And some of you thinking, who's the hot babe on the cover? Her name is Basile. She is one of the submarine commanders of the Kasakaki Corporation. Yes, she did appear on the show. And no, that's not the same outfit she appeared on the show, because it was commented by basically both her and Six. And she shows up and kind of takes over the book. Yet she started booking pretty much the main cast is reduced to basically a supporting cast. They're like basically minor characters in her own book. Yep. And when Six sees her, he comments on her outfit like, "Why did you change your outfit for?" She says, "Because you said my outfit looked like a cheap porno suit." Yes, she seriously said that. Actually, Six said that first. Now, yeah, the whole thing of like, oh, let's tell her to take our buckles because she's busting the scenes because she is just so hot. Yep. Yeah, changed her attire. They do mention Lilith in here. She popped up, I believe it was in book 5. Of course, I read it a couple years ago. There's a lot of references in this book to previous books. Like they reference basically, well, kind of in a way, book 1. They do reference book 2. They reference book 5, which is the end of the original storyline for the book. The first story arc. And nothing much in the previous book per se. It's like any bad guy group that was established in the previous book. Yeah, they're not here. It's mostly what the main story for the book is that Tiger Man's gone rogue. Yeah. And throughout this book, it's basically Basile basically meeting the cast of the series. First meet Helena the Flame, which like, your name should similar to mine. You're just calling like, really? The Demon Lord gave me that. And then she meets Russell. Actually, takes a while. First she meets Grim. Then I think she also meets Rose, who is not really big of a character in the book anyway. Alice, surprisingly, is not that big of a character. Because in the previous 6 books, she was a big character. Here, she just pops up a few times and does nothing. Yes, the female lead of the series for you, who, by the way, in the anime, she was voiced in English dub by Monica Rial. Yeah, and here she is here, and she is basically just a minor character in the book. And it's also weird, though. You probably think, okay, where's Snow? Well, she doesn't show up until halfway through the book, where her appearance is nothing more than a cameo. Yes, Snow, a woman who's been there since like the start of the series. Actually, also like a couple more times after that. They do reference in the book that she once kissed Six when he was basically not able to move. But she's not bringing up to his boss that, hey, your subordinate pulled out my panties. Yeah, she is not bringing that up at all because that's what I got a lot of you points. Like, oh, is he going to smooch? He's going to basically touch her breast? No, he's going to pull down her panties. Yes, he did that. Yep, it's mostly put basically just Basile deal with a rogue Tiger Man who's got sort of a lolly complex in here. Like, oh, I have the lollies behind me, and the fact she beats up Tiger Man and for basically several times in the book for one point even just for disobeying her. And Six is basically gets punched by her too. Now Six does not have a thing for this Supreme Commander or Lilith. No, it's Astaroth. He has a thing for her. Like, Lilith, his opinion of her, she has no sex appeal. Basile is just, in my opinion, too hot. And he doesn't have much opinion about her. He describes her as basically a woman who wears a cheap porn costume. That's his opinion of her. Astro is more the hot one for him. But she doesn't show up at the very end of the book, which is not surprising because, well, she's basically on Earth, and this is a different planet. Yeah, and of course, also, Basile even does something that, well, Six did early on in the series, where Russell, when he was basically working for a Demon Lord, he got captured and turned into a maid outfit. And apparently, according to Six, oh yeah, this is his hobby, cross-dressing. Despite the fact that this was put on him by Tiger Man, because basically he likes lollies. And apparently his greatest dream is to be reincarnated as a little girl. Yeah, seriously. And so, one way that Six got ego points was hiking up Russell's skirt. And Basil did the same thing. At one point, Basil got more ego points just for people obeying her orders. Yes, seriously. Yeah, I like the fact that they keep the whole ego point stuff in here, which has been basically a big plot device of the entire series. Ooh, do this evil thing and get evil points, and you get to unlock stuff like it's a video game. Six's approach basically evil points is to grow Pelaine and put her in and take scandalous photos of her. Yeah, that is his approach. Or, oh, by the way, you who does not appear in this book, surprisingly? Yeah, you have Badil interacting with all the characters of the series, except one. She's not mentioned in this book. Who, you might ask? Princess Tilith, of course. Yeah, and by the end of the book, she and it's revealed here that I didn't know this, apparently. She had modification surgery done to her, and she lost her memories. And she got a personality alter too. By the end of the book, she got some of her memories back, not all of them. And it is something, though, the fact that, well, I'm surprised no character points out that this woman is just pure hotness. I mean, there's no denying, she's hot. Yeah, and I'm going to use this cover as basically a thumbnail. And you cannot say this woman's butt naked. Nope, not really. She's very much covered. She does show up skin, but not that much skin. It's very conservative, if you think about it. Yeah, it's an overall really fun book. Yeah, and apparently, like, the deal is how they would get her is like, oh, you can get her, but we have to call. But if we call her back, she comes back immediately. And when she goes back, it's not because she's called back. No. She goes back because her job's done in the book. Yep, that's really the whole point of this. Which means, at this point, 2 of 3 Supreme Commanders of the Cursor Corporation are like, oh, and also, when she comes back from, oh crap, the cricket superheroes have mounted a big counteroffensive while she was gone. And they also mention in the book, apparently, Earth is running out of space. The Earth's very low time. Even Six wonders, even I'm curious too, what do you mean by Earth is low time? It's a good question. Like, also, speed of the invasion. I'm like, really? He's conquered a demon army. He's basically got allied with a country. So, is he supposed to invade this whole planet? Who knows? There's also bring up the teleporter thing, and they also bring up something that was kind of mentioned back in book 1, but not really delved into very much. Where there was a flying fortress when Six and Alice first arrived on this planet back in book 1 of the series. I like the fact reference in here, but it's overall a really good book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just the only problem I have with the book is it's like, oh, because when Supreme Command is here, let's have all the cast of the series just be reduced to be minor character, being guest stars in their own book. Yeah. Now, do I think Ashley might come to this Earth? It's possible, though. If Ashley comes to this Earth, I'm sure Six probably be a way for him to find a way to sleep with her, because basically I think he has a strong desire to do that. Despite the fact that Basile's so hot too, you can do with her. Nope. He's like, nope, you're not my woman. Astaroth is. Yeah, in the whole book, she's referred to as Lady Basile. I don't know why Tillis is not in the book. It's weird, because she was kind of featured in the last book of the series, but yet not this book, surprisingly. Yeah, it's like, okay. By the way, they're based in Hideout City, which is a city that they established, I think, at the end of book 5, if I remember correctly, when the Demon King was defeated. So, as a reward, they would build their own future city. Hideout City, of course. Excuse me, yeah. So that's where we're at here. So overall, really fun book. Give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Yes. I'm hoping at one point that we might get a chance to see like a book 8, maybe. Who knows? But the one thing I really would love to see aside from book 8 for this series, how about a season 2? It's been 2 years, and there has been nothing. Like, I would have thought, though, maybe Funimation, because they're the ones who dubbed it, there might be a push for it, but there's been nothing. It's like, once the first season wrapped up, it's been pretty quiet. Let me take a look on here, because I have not heard anything related to a season 2 for this one. Nope, Konosuba's getting a season 2. By the way, same writer who writes Konosuba read this one. Oh, yeah. Same writer. And I'm like, what? No announcement for season 2? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's maybe the same studio who made the Konosuba movie. Oh, in case you're curious, though, Rose, yeah, there's a joke in the book where she has a thing like, oh, give me some crickets, and she's like, why you always feed me crickets? Yes, it's a recurring gag in the book. Yes. Now, I kind of forgot this, basically, that, of course, I know Alice, voiced by Cariel. Snow was voiced in the anime by Amanda Connors. Brandon Bibler does 6. Brendan Kowalski, who I have met, voiced Grimm, great character. Astaroth is voiced by Marlene Roddick. Belly, who we just featured in this book, she's voiced by Molly, who I had met in person. Lilith, voiced in One House, met her too. Tillis, Brian Apple, Helene, Kristen McGuire, King, Chris George. Yeah, those are your characters for you. And it is strange, though, they waited 2 years for another book. And the writer did say the reason why this book took 2 years to come out. One of the reasons, he says it was not due to laziness. No, he said the reason why is because COVID and also the anime. Yeah, the anime had just come out. Yes, the anime had concluded in Japan in June, and this book came out just the following year. So that was the reason why the book was delayed. Yeah, so it's on Crunchyroll now. So if you want to check the series out, watch on Crunchyroll. The whole series is all dubbed. Yep. I do find it interesting, though, the fact that the guy who wrote this, Nasumi Akatsuki Akashi, yeah, the same guy who writes this, also wrote Konosuba. Yep. Yeah, and the fact that Konosuba, an absolute really good series. And it's interesting, though, that the next season, when it comes, like, here's the thing. It's been 10 years since the first book came out. Like, 10 years as of 2 months ago. Yeah, and the fact the anime is still basically, it's not finished yet per se, but I'm definitely looking forward to basically when they release season 3 for the show, which for some reason they switched studios. Not sure why. I believe for JT's staff, they just work on the Konosuba movie. Yes, I believe so. I think it was just the movie, which is strange given that JT's staff is a really good studio. Yep. Yep, they did. I would have thought that they would have, worked on more stuff. Not really, no. To basically answer a question myself, like, is there an anime airing right now where, like, as of right now, is there an anime I'm watching that they have there that they are in production right now? Currently, no. The most recent one I watched, and this is a surprise, it was Eden Zero. That was the most recent one that had just wrapped up. Yeah, this year they put out 3 series this year. The fourth season of Is My Heroes in a Dungeon, and on my smartphone, and that's it. I did also watch this year from them, Execution Way of Life, and also The Strongest, Sage, Weakest Class. Basically, about 3 shows this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I kind of wish they would do a season 2. Like I mentioned, still plenty of books. If there is a season 2, it probably just go through books 3, 4, and maybe 5, and then have season 2. Let's see, season 3 covers 6 and this book right here. It's possible, but who knows? Maybe the studio is waiting for the book to come out. That's possible. And can you believe the first book only came out just 6 years ago? Yeah, as of last month, it's only been 6 years since the first book came out. Yep. But yeah, that's it, particular view. Next up is The Rise of True Hero. Okay, next video. Bye.